Alright, after the huge success of Invincible Season 1, which follows Mark Grayson, who is a high school student with superpowers, Season 2 was bound to happen. So let's talk about it. We ended last season with that huge and brutal fight between Man and his dad Omni-Man, because Mark did not comply with his request to control the entire planet together.
Think, Mark!
After which his dad left the planet crying like a little wuss.
You call me Wuss? No, I said Wuss rather than... I didn't no.
We then start the new season with Mark, who is fighting a lot of baddies to compensate for all the people who got killed last season, for which he blames himself. Besides that, he also struggles with being cursed with a part of his dad and being afraid of the day that he might lose control over himself and emotions. On a bit of a brighter note, he graduated high school now and is finally off to the big college, for which he is not excited at all, because his social life seems to be a waste of time to him. He does all the basic stuff, move out, throw out his stuff, hug his mom, and finally fucks with his girlfriend Amber for the first time. While that is going on, the blue guys or Mahler twins or whatever got broken out of prison by a guy who can open portals to other universes. They engineer a machine for this guy, but due to Mark's attempt to save the day, it explodes, and this guy now becomes a freak of nature who is out for revenge on Mark. After messing up a few baddies of the week, like a Batman knockoff, a giant sea creature who was going to kill a fish baddie, and a doctor who can create earthquakes on command, we switch to a completely different and non-distracting side story. This is the one of Alan the Alien, who is voiced by Seth Rogen. Yuck. This alien reports back to the Council of Rebellion against the Viltrumites. These Viltrumites then find him, and they kill him while he's having sex with his hot alien girlfriend, and he then lands on life support, which his leader then unplugs for some reason. Back on Earth, Mark is approached by a new alien. I know it is confusing, try to keep up. This alien explains that his planet needs his help to save them from a meteor that is about to strike. But it turns out that this was just a lie to get him onto the planet, where it turns out that the monarch just wants to talk to him. And who is the monarch, might you ask? It is Omni-Man. Mark, who is shocked at reuniting with his dad, initially gets mad, because his dad abandoned him and his mom to go colonize this new family. But Omni-Man says that he genuinely cares for them and therefore the Viltrumites will come and get him. Also, he has a new wife and kid. The Viltrumites come and kick their asses until Mark stops holding back. When Mark and his dad are just about to get the upper hand in this fight, a Viltrumite comes up behind them and gets them both down. They take Omni-Man and tell Mark to finish Omni-Man's mission, which is colonizing Earth. Mark recovers on this planet, and then he gets taken back to Earth, where he now adopts a new baby brother with his mom. Here, he struggles to get back with Amber, as he is gone for a long time at frequent intervals, so their relationship is on the rocks. While the season is going on, we see snippets of a shape-shifting Martian that has come to Earth from last season, and he has terrible news for the Guardians of the Globe. That is that a species of facehugger creatures has found a human as a host and is now on its way to Earth to colonize it. One group goes to intercept the facehugger alien ship, while the other group stays back on Earth. They hit the possessed guy out of the grips of the facehuggers, which now makes them useless, and they return back to Earth. On Earth, however, lizard people kill every fucking hero and even shoot Rex in the head. But miraculously, for stupid reasons that I don't even want to get into, everyone survives. Alan comes back to life, somehow after getting unplugged by the leader, who turns out to be a secret spy. Alan goes to the prison where Omni-Man also is, and they have a little telepathic back and forth, where it is revealed that Omni-Man truly did change as a character. Back on Earth, Mark and Amber are on a very romantic date together, when a Viltrumite smashes through the side of the restaurant and tells Mark that he should talk to her or she will kill everyone in the restaurant. Mark does, and she basically explains that the Viltrumites wish to colonize the Earth because the humans are destroying it and they need surveillance. Mark still refuses to do so and she beats him up and then just dips. Mark just lays down in the dust and gets called by the portal guy asking him when he gets home, after which Mark hears his mom and half-brother screaming. Mark zooms back home and initially does not remember his name, which is Angstrom Levy, so I don't blame him for forgetting. He gets even more enraged, throws Mark into different universes and the monologues explaining that Mark goes bad in every other universe and kills everyone, because he gets corrupted by his dad's influence. Even though this is not the case yet, Angstrom feels like Mark should die for what his other multiverses selves did. Angstrom then breaks Mark's mom's arm, after which Mark snaps. He beats him into a pulp, where there is a cool parallel drawn between his dad and him. After this he exclaims, "I thought you were stronger." Which is a fucking brutal line. We end the season with Mark, who has to mentally recover from losing control and decides to quit college to work on himself. Well, this was a pretty good season, right? Yes, I would say that I would agree, if it weren't for these bizarre release schedules that they decided to have. This season went on a 4-month hiatus after episode 4. The makers claimed they did this to create more hype and anticipation, but honestly I just think it did the opposite. Hopefully with season 3 already announced, they will see that this strategy just does not work. I really like the subplots this season. While last season this was clearly a weakness and everything was outshined by the Omni-Man story, which just had the most appeal, this season there were heaps of interesting side characters and moments. Like Debbie struggling with being alone now, Donald realizing he is a fucking cyborg, and Rex having a cute little redemption arc, but that does not take away any appeal from the main plot. Mark struggling with college and his social life is explored in a bit of a tedious way, but the regret that he feels from being his father's son is deconstructed in a magnificent way. The voice acting is still awesome, everyone gives their absolute all, with a voice acting cast that are mostly celebrities. Most of the time this is doomed to fail, but in this case it works. Also, the animation is still great. With a huge increase in budget, it is a great step up from last season. The fight scenes are still gory and brutal with a lot of horrific detail, and I only hope that the quality will increase as the show gains more traction. Now I will sit back and go into my cave again until season 3 comes out.
Mark, I made a mistake.
A mistake?
Son,
No, you don't get to call me that anymore.
what do you want me to say?
You could have started with, I'm sorry.